Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. If you don't know what Demon Souls is all about, I'll try to give you a basic overview, but it's really one of my favorite games of all time, and this is an amazing remake of that game. So first off here, make a note of that big gate down there at the end of the bridge. We're going to come back to that gate. But we start off here in this first area next to this archstone, this glowing archstone here, which is basically a fast travel. And this is the only area available to us at the very beginning of the game. But we can start killing enemies and we can start collecting souls, which are the numbers in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. That's the basic currency. So repairing, leveling up, buying things, upgrading things. Souls are always a part of that transaction. You can see the bridge we started on the right side of the screen there. So basically we were forced to turn left at the end of the bridge and we made our way up through the structure. We're killing enemies, we're collecting souls, but if we die, we would drop those souls. We would keep whatever items we found, like that crescent moon grass. I would still have that, but I would drop all of my souls wherever I die. You can see that I have kind of a ghostly look about my character. That's because I'm actually dead at the moment. You can see my health bar in the upper left hand corner is affected. When you're in soul form, you have much less health to deal with. So you die, you drop your souls, you respawn back at the archstone, and you have to fight your way back to your souls. And most of the enemies have also respawned. And it can be a long trip back to your souls that you've dropped. But every once in a while you can find a switch to throw, or a lever to pull, or a door to open, something that will open a shortcut for you. And that's what I just did there. I have now opened the big gate that I pointed out earlier. And we now have an open doorway to our first boss battle. And we cannot level up until we beat this first boss. So let's get in there. I'm not going to show the whole battle to you, but we'll give you a glimpse of the boss here. And eventually, when you do finally defeat the boss, you unlock a new archstone, a new fast travel point. You get a demon soul, and you are returned to human form. So now I have my full health back again. That red figure is another player dying. You click on a blood stain on the floor and you get a short reenactment of their last moments of life. And then those white phantoms, those I think are actual players playing the game at the same time I'm playing. And so I can see their phantoms and they can sometimes see mine, I guess. But now we have this new archstone, so I could continue on from here. But first, I need to go back to the Nexus. As I said at the beginning of the game, that first area is the only place you can go. But once you defeat that first boss, you come back to the Nexus, and the Maiden in Black will send you upstairs to talk to the Monumental. And once you talk to the monumental, they open all of the other archstones. So you get new areas of Boletaria that you can travel to. And the game opens up a little bit because you can choose where you want to go next. But first you have to run up all these stairs and talk to this monk up here. The only living monk. The rest of them are dead, but this one's alive, and he has a candle burning in front of him. And once you talk to him, the other 4 sealed archstones are unlocked.
Now it is your turn. You must lull the old one back to its slumber and seal it away for all eternity. If not, a deep fog will absorb all that we know.
This game also has a really nice character creation tool, by the way. The original game had a really bad character creator, and so your characters would often end up looking quite deformed. But once you talk to the monumental, you can continue on with the Bulletarian Palace. This is the second stage of the Bulletarian Palace. So you can see the graphic style is pretty much the same. It continues on. That blue vertical light there on the bridge is actually where I died before, so that's where I dropped my souls. And once I survive this fight, then I can pick those souls up again. All right. And there is another item that can be used to return you to human form if you have died. You automatically return to human form if you defeat the demon. But you can also use an item and you can summon help, which is what I did with that battle there. You can also be invaded by other players who want to kill you. Unfortunately, that had not happened by the time I made this video, but maybe I'll make a video of that later on sometime when it happens. But you may have noticed that this looks different. This looks like a different area, and that's because it is no longer the Bulletarian Palace. This is Stone Fang Tunnel, which is another area that opens up once you defeat that first boss. And speaking of bosses, here is a giant spider that awaits you at the end of the first section of Stone Fang Tunnel. And take a look at the spider webs that are sticking to my character. I thought that was a cool graphic detail. The Tower of Latria, the Prison of Hope, is the first area of the tower, and that is another area that is unlocked when you defeat that first boss. It's a very, very creepy, visually creepy and atmospherically creepy level. I'll show you a little bit more of this later on in the video. But for now, let's jump over to the Shrine of Storms. This is another area that opens up once you defeat that first boss. This is actually the level that I always think of when I think of PS3 Demon Souls. I spent a lot of time on this level. I wasn't really sure whether I would be able to defeat this enemy or not. I just loaded into the area because I wanted to just get some footage for the purposes of this video, but I didn't know whether I would be able to win this fight or not. But as it turned out, it wasn't too bad. This game looks gorgeous. It sounds gorgeous. I'm really loving this. Really, really loving this remake. But lastly, We have the Valley of Defilement, which involves a lot of poison, if I remember correctly. There goes a player diving off the cliff for some reason. There are some messages on the ground. No path ahead. Turn back and go up. So those messages are usually left by players. They're not always left by players. I think there are some in the game anyway, but most of those are left by players, and they can either be trying to help you or they can be trying to troll you into doing things like jumping off a cliff because, hey, you might get a special item if you jump off right here. And the thing about it is there are places in the game where if you jump off a cliff, you can get a special item. So you never you never know if somebody's trying to troll you or help you until you actually jump off and die. So the game does open up a bit after that first boss, but even though you can technically choose where to go, I think there is kind of an accepted order in which things should be done in terms of difficulty. And I think at this point in my game, the Tower of Boletaria is where I'm supposed to be. It's been a long time since I played this game. I think the PS3 game came out in 2006 or 2007, somewhere in there. So it's been a long time. So I remember certain things, but I definitely do not remember the layout of the Tower of Boletaria. Here we have some wretched prisoners who I could kill. I could get their souls. But my character is a priest, and so I'm sort of trying to role play. And here we have an item behind a locked door. But this would not be a proper Souls video without a death. And so I'm going to end this video by showing you a death. This is entirely my fault. I messed up here. I'm wearing a ring called the Thieves' Ring that's supposed to make me harder to see. But I got spooked by the ghost of a player. And I moved, and so this creature saw me. And I should have run away, but I didn't. And so now you're going to get a nice close-up view of him killing me. I'm going to try to roll away in desperation, but he's going to get me. And there it is. You died. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really, really enjoying this game again. There's a lot about the game I didn't even mention. But that'll do it for now. Maybe I'll make some more Demon Souls videos later. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.